Hi, everybody. I'm Lydia. I'm here on the marketing team at Flatiron School, and I want to welcome you to the Meet the Mentor series. In this series, we're interviewing some amazing mentors who are often facilitators of our courses here at Flatiron School and getting to know them and hear their stories. Our guest today is Luis Urena. He's a software engineer at Teladoc Health. So welcome, John. Can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is John Lewis. I normally go by Gene as well. I'm actually a software engineering manager at Teladoc Health. I have 8 direct reports. At Teladoc Health, what I work with is a lot of big data, formatting data, transforming data in a meaningful way such that our systems can work with it. And most of the data tends to be things that deal with healthcare, since Teladoc Health is a telemedicine company. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do at Teladoc Health. Work with a lot of data.
So can you tell us more about that? What kind of data are you working with specifically?
Of course. So being the biggest telemedicine provider in the US and the world, we have a lot of sensitive data such as PHI and PII. PHI being personable health information, PII being personable identifiable information. So we get data from our clients. We get all of these names, health plan IDs, date of birth, etc., and batches of files from clients such as Aetna, UHC, and clients may send us files in different formats. So what my team does is we map a way to read what they send us into a more generic way that our systems can understand it, parse it, so that we can, work with it in a way that we can then service our members and our users better.
So what you said that you're in over a team. What does that look like for you on a day-to-day basis? How many people did you say you were managing, and what is that like? Kind of, are you juggling the people management and the implementation data science side of things?
So I have 8 direct reports under me. We mostly work with APIs and leveraging the data that comes in from the clients. So one of my major projects is called scaling eligibility, where we work to scale our systems as the company grows. Another one is API management, where we work with our API systems, API meaning backend systems that that mutate and just do all the logic behind the scenes for things such as requesting a visit, talking to a doctor over the phone, or things such as registering under our company, right? Registering to get telemedicine benefits. On a day-to-day basis, I would say is mostly leading the team, ensuring that projects get done well, making sure that the team is motivated, they're on track with their projects, and helping them out wherever they may need help, such as helping them overcome roadblocks, helping them understand business requirements better, or just filling gaps that they may have in whatever project they are working in.
Yeah. Is there anything exciting happening at work that's new or refreshing? Maybe something with AI that's kind of changing the way your role looks?
Yeah, actually, we use AI a lot. More recently, we use it to build better code, right? Recently, we added this tool called Cursor to do automatic code reviews. So that has been really helpful in catching small, mistakes and things that may be better. We've also added AI to automatically catch bad tests or help us write better tests. And we are working in the future to use AI to help us read things like health insurance cards, so we can then parse it. A user could just take a picture of their health insurance card and send it to us, and we'll be able to decipher everything from it and help them get the services that they need. And yeah, it's a lot.
That sounds like a really useful or really good user experience. Just take a picture of your card and you're good to go.
That's the plan. That's the hope.
A regular hassle. Are there any key skills crucial to your workplace right now that are being shaped by AI?
Well, key skills would be just to always stay on top of the trends, right? Not the trends, but rather continue learning, right? You want to stay on top of things and keep yourself motivated, learning as you go. It's not just go to school and then that's it. You have to continuously, stay on top of things, right? Stay relevant. And I think that would be the number one skill set, right?
Yeah.
Number two is just being passionate about your work, right? If you truly, if you truly feel like you own it and that you have impact to the business with it, you will work on it differently, right? You will treat it like your baby. I have many babies until I lack So yeah, those would be my two biggest skill sets that I would say. That yeah. Hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Can you walk us through your career journey a little bit? Like, how did you end up in the role that you're in? How did you end up in the industry? What made you interested in this path?
Yeah, sure. So I actually started out. I was a pretty bad high school student, to be honest. I started out at community college and then pursuing a business degree. But then I realized I did not like business. I then did IT. It was okay, but it was not my thing. When I switched over to information technologies, I took my first computer science course and I liked it. And then from there, I just fell in love and continued with it, honestly. Went to 4-year school and then accepted a position at Flatiron School, where I've been there since. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I could have also taken the path of coming over to a boot camp, and I think it would have been just as helpful because I feel like I learned the most by working in projects rather than, I don't know how to describe it, rather than taking tests, if that makes any sense. I was really good at projects, not so good at tests.
Yeah. Well, that's good news for anyone else who's good at projects and not good at tests. Most of life is projects.
Right, exactly.
Most of real work is projects and not just a test.
Yeah, and I hope my career also reflects that, because I started as a junior software engineer. I worked my way up to management, where I now lead a team of 8.
Yeah. So what were some pivotal moments that shaped your path? Was there anything that kind of stood out in the process as you were making that decision to switch from business to tech, or to choose a certain organization to work for, anything like that?
When I switched to tech, it just clicked on me. I enjoyed the class. I think it was the professor as well. I enjoyed the professor. And yeah, that was a pivotal moment, just understanding how programming works. And then career-wise, I enjoyed working a lot. I would say I consider myself a workaholic back then. I worked a lot. And just simply because I liked coding. And then my managers and their managers noticed how hard I worked. And the real change came during COVID, where Teladoc Health, being a telemedicine company, everyone was using Teladoc Health. And things just went crazy, and it was all hands on deck on everything. And I just learned a ton during that time. I learned just so much, and I was able to take opportunities where I was able to lead others and lead projects. And yeah, the opportunity was there, and I just seized it because I just liked what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Something good came out of COVID. You got to learn more about your job and what you liked about it. So let's see. I'm gonna skip around here. So you talked a little bit about education. Do you feel like your education played a big role in your decision, or was it more of a like because you like projects, it was more like side projects or things like that that helped solidify that you liked what you were doing in code?
I liked working on projects more than anything. I also did work on a lot of side projects while I was in school. I do have to say though that when I was in school, there was no such thing as a boot camp.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2018. I was already done by the time I even heard of Flatiron or any other boot camps. So, but the point is, projects was always my thing. The first class I took was mostly project based. After that, all my other computer science courses were also very heavy project based. They were usually 50% projects, and then the rest was test and homework. So thankfully, all those classes were very heavy and project based because, like I mentioned earlier, I was not very good at taking tests. But
Yeah, awesome. What is one lesson that you have learned from your career that has stuck with
you? Working hard pays off, but you should also know how to celebrate your wins and make your wins known.
That's good. That's good. I think that is one of the hardest things to remember to do, is to celebrate your wins.
Yep.
Because you have to like take a step back and be reflective. Be like,
yeah.
I've made progress. I don't have to just focus on the next thing.
It's also very equally important to celebrate with others, right? Make your wins known. Mm-hmm. If you just keep it to yourself, maybe someone will notice, maybe not.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Was there a moment where you faced a major challenge or failure?
Yes. So my first biggest project involved building a microservice from the bottom up, which was going to be very, very heavily used. And it's actually one of the ones I own right now. The thing with this microservice is we were transitioning from a legacy system into this one. And I came into this project about halfway in. And it was a lot to catch up. And I had a very tight deadline of about a year. The project had already been worked on for about 2. I got brought in. They told me, hey, we got to get this done this year. I was like, all right, let's do it. And we did do it. A lot of kinks had to be ironed out when we finally promoted it to production, when we put it out in the real world. And there were a lot of restless nights. So that was a big challenge. My wife was very angry at me because I was working like 80 hours a week.
Oh,
well, hey,
that sounds miserable.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it paid off. The team and I were recognized for our hard work, and to this day, everyone in the company knows what we did, including the CTO, CEO, even those executives up there, very high up.
Is there anything in particular that you learned from it, or is there a way you grew from it, or was it kind of just a thing that happened and you got through it?
I learned to slowly release things out instead of one big bang. Unfortunately, because it was a hard transition, we did not think of a good way to slowly transition out. So it had to be a big bang. But looking back at it, I should have researched better into a way where we could have slowly released it out. instead of one big bang.
Yeah, just iterative releases to be able to test things more often. That makes sense. Well, I'm going to switch gears here and talk a little bit about mentorship, since that's why we're here. I was wondering how you first got connected with Flatiron School.
Yeah, I actually applied to the position of, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot the title. I applied to Flatiron, and I was reached out by, I believe, May or someone else.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, May's pretty cool. And yeah, I had actually learned about Flatiron long before I applied, and I've always wanted to work there for Flatiron. Before Flatiron, I worked at other boot camps, not as successful and as prestigious. I guess I can't think of another word as good as Flatiron, but yeah, and I got called. I was like, oh, awesome, this is what I wanted, and yeah, but I've always liked teaching. So this was always on my mind to come to Flatiron. Before Flatiron, like I said, I worked at other boot camps. I'm also a mentor at this program, the volunteer program called iMentor, where I mentor high school students. So, I try to help others and show others how awesome it is to be a programmer, because I like it so much. I want to spread it around, and just, I think anyone can do it if they set their minds to it. And I would, it's a really awesome career path, in my opinion. And I think everyone should give it a try.
Well, so you said that you work with high school students now. Do you feel like you were exposed at all to coding or programming when you were in high school, or was that kind of totally off your radar? Yeah.
No. There was this small Java game that we played, but at the time, I had no idea what it was. Looking back at it now I know what it is, but back then I just played the game.
Well, I guess that may have dropped a little bit of a foundation, subliminally picking up
subconsciously, right?
Yeah. So what inspired you to become a mentor? What makes that appealing to you?
I like helping. I like helping others. Honestly, it's as simple as that. I enjoy helping. I like seeing people reach their max potential or go beyond their max potential. I like seeing people grow. I like seeing people become their better self. And if I'm able to, contribute to that path, I'm happy for it, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. Has anyone influenced your career and knowingly or unknowingly mentored you?
I've had a few mentors unofficially. One of my professors from my 2-year community college, he's the one that actually got me to go to my 4-year school, which was Rochester Institute of Technology. I went there because he went there. Let me see. It was him, and honestly, I think it was just him.
Yeah. It's all it takes. One person in your corner.
Yeah. He's a cool guy. We still stay in touch.
That's awesome. So what has been the most rewarding part of mentoring students for you so far?
Just seeing them grow and seeing how they can better themselves, right? I grew up in the Bronx, New York City. I didn't grow up poor or anything, but I was not living a lavish lifestyle. I would say lower middle class, maybe. It was single mom, one sister, and we got by. And I in the areas where I live, I would notice others that did not have it as good as me, and honestly, mine wasn't that. My lifestyle was not that good, so I can only imagine. And I've seen some of them outgrow that environment, right? Get out of there and I've helped some kids who I mentor not get out of the environment, but rather learn and sort of understand how they can improve the environment they're in and help others within their environment be, improve themselves as well. So
Yeah.
that's the most rewarding part, I think. Just, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, just people improving themselves, becoming their better self.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, how this one might be tricky, but how do you keep your students motivated? Is that something that you feel like you can influence? Do you have any tactics that you use?
I normally just check up on them. Um, I always join the live sessions with a good attitude. This is my normal personality. I'm always a bit, you know, uh, I want to say energized, I guess, but I try to be very positive. I try to just encourage them to, not just do what is required or the minimum, but just look beyond, try to teach yourself, see how you can improve uh, what you're working on. Use new tools such as AI. You use ChatGPT to help you learn. Oh, how can I do this better? Finish the work and send it off to ChatGPT. Hey, how can I do this better? Right? Just so keep themselves not just learning but entertained. Right?
Yeah, like keep it interesting. So it sounds like you check in on people and then help them stay engaged by finding something that like sparks an interest for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
For example, I had a student for my last cohort doing a capstone for his capstone was a project management project, and he didn't have to do this, but I encouraged him to do it, and he integrated Google Calendar into his project and so he learned a lot about Google API, about Google
Mhm.
Cloud, just by thinking, hey, maybe I can add, integrate Google Calendar into this project management project so that any task could be automatically added to someone's Google Calendar. And just through that, adding that little feature, he was able to learn all these things, which he can then, bring up in an interview or incorporate or put it into his resume. And, at the end of the day, he had fun, he learned a lot, and it benefited him as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Just little ways to add in something extra that you can learn that's really practical.
Yep. I'm so sorry. 1 second, my computer's dying.
Oh no, you're good.
So like at 3%. All right.
You're good. Okay, last question about mentorship. If you could give advice to someone just starting out in tech, what would it be?
Some advice: just keep grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mentioned, yeah, it's the same theme I keep mentioning. Just stay on top of things, stay on edge. Um, AI is the new thing. Try to learn as much as you can on AI, how it works, why it works, why do people like it, why is it important, and how you can, improve it, right?
Yeah, that's good. Good. Keep grinding. Now, talking a little bit about your future goals, what's something new that you're learning or exploring right now?
I'm learning more about AI and exploring more on that as well. I'm teaching myself machine learning and more advanced, topics such as deep learning and AI. And I also read a lot of self-help books for managing teams. So that's what I've been focusing on mostly these days.
Nice. Are there any projects you're currently working on that you're particularly passionate about?
So normally, at work during this time of year, we're busy because we get a lot of new eligibility files. January 1st is when new insurances get renewed and things like that. So this is busiest season. So I've been focusing more on work at that, maintaining, making sure that our systems can handle the new load, can scale, etc. So unfortunately, during this peak season, I haven't had a chance to work on anything that new features, for example, that are very exciting. But this past summer, as I mentioned earlier, we worked on the card scanner. We worked on automatically matching names of multiple people to check if they are the same or similar, using AI. So those have been the most passionate things I've worked on so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, sometimes you have those ebbs and flows, seasons where you have a little extra time to have fun and explore things, and then other ones that are kind of a grind. So looking ahead, what is a big dream or ambition that you're working towards in your career?
I want to grow. I want to climb the ladder higher.
Yeah.
I want to eventually be director, CTO. My goal is to be an executive, tech executive. And I hope to get there by keeping myself up to date with technologies, becoming a better manager, build out my team, become a good mentor, a better mentor. I'm sorry. I believe I'm a good mentor, become a better mentor. And learning as much as I can on new technologies, including AI and machine learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the fact that you're already finding ways to mentor and grow in those ways, I mean, I'm sure you're going to be a great CTO one day.
I
Okay,
hope so.
I'm heading into our lightning round questions. You don't have to answer these quickly, but it's just kind of a fun thing. They're more random and just kind of about things that interest you. So what's something that you're listening to or reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading this book called Caesar's Messiah. It is a book about this. The author is a I'm sorry, I'm trying to answer it fast. The author.
No, you're good. You can. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Caesar's Messiah. Author has a big hypotheses about how Caesar took over the Roman Empire some way, somehow. Yeah, next question.
That sounds like a hard one to explain, honestly, but it sounds super interesting. Okay, what's one product or tool you're into right now?
Tool I'm into right now is this note-taking app called Obsidian. I think it is the best note-taking app in the world. In Markdown, you can automate scripts into it. It has made my life of taking notes very easy. As you can imagine, being a manager, I take notes. Like, that's all I do all day. Yeah, notes. So it helps a lot.
All right, when is your next cohort?
I'm actually on one right now. I'm doing part-time software engineering essentials.
Awesome. And then where can listeners find you?
LinkedIn. You can look me up by my name. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I try to stay off social media because it distracts me.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, you can also find me in New York City, just touring, walking around. Or
just meet me at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, and then what made you smile this week?
Actually, just now, my cat was trying to fight this lanternfly that was on the other side of the window, and she did like a whole backflip off the edge of the window. It was just hilarious.
That's awesome.
I wish I had recorded it, but at least I saw it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was great to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thanks. Hope you have a great day.
You as well.
Bye.